Did you guys know about the Creature Crate Patreon? Every month you'll get amazing files that you can make, like this Donkey Kong, this dragon, this robot tech scarab, this Cerberus, or this super cool set of Bulbasaurs. You can also sell the prints from these files as an authorized seller. Join the Creature Crate Patreon now. Link is in the description below. Hey guys, what's up? Nico again here. In this 3D Printed Profits episode, I give you guys Duke. Duke, where are you coming from, man?
Hi, man. I'm coming from Greece, from the island of Crete. Yes.
Dude, you have such a beautiful country.
Yes, it's quite great, but it's way too hot right now. We're having a heat wave, so you might see me sweating or something.
Oh, that's all right, man. That's all right. So we're just gonna talk to Duke here, as always. Just gonna go dive through his business, so on and so forth. But before we start, a couple of things. Make sure you guys join us in the 3D printing side hustle group. The link for that is in the description below, and all of Duke's links are going to be in the description below as well. If you're on YouTube, and if you're on your favorite podcast player, it's going to be in the show notes. So let's get started. Duke, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. It's really nice seeing you and having a conversation with you. I'm a big fan of your channels and your works and all your Blender stuff. You're amazing. You're amazing, man.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. But this isn't about me. It's about you. You're the star of the show. So let's start off with your background, man. What do you do?
I am a graphic designer. And right now I have started a 3D printing business and rapid prototyping, 3D scanning. We're doing all that stuff. I stopped doing graphic design for a bit, and now I am way in the industrial design and product design. We're designing products and we're doing 3D printing for customers.
Gotcha. All right. So how did you get into 3D printing?
Okay, it's a big story. It all started 2017, I think. There was a European program, a European funding program that was giving funding to newly founded businesses with innovative ideas. Back at 2017, 3D printing was quite new. We didn't have the Ender 3 V2s or stuff like that. Printers were not, 3D printing was not so, let's say, well received yet. So I started doing a business plan. I filed for the funding and I was able to get a funding of $60,000 or something. And we bootstrapped the business. We jump-started it that way.
Okay. And have you always known about 3D printing? Or did you just decide, hey, 3D printing is cool, I'm going to get into it?
Yeah, exactly like that. Exactly like that. I had to do research. I had to learn designing. I had to learn modeling. I had to learn slicing from the top. I have to learn logistics in order to be able to start my business, because it was a really bureaucratic process, the funding. Back and forth with the European Union and the Greek government and the banks and stuff. I used to be a rapper, basically. I had no clue about 3D printing. And after the 3 years that I waited to get the funding, I think 2020, right before the pandemic started, we got the funding finally, and we started. Our business.
Gotcha. So what is it exactly that your business does?
Okay, let's say that we are a 3D print farm and that we are a design company. Main focus is, what we want to do is, if a customer comes, that we can take the. So I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. So that we can start with the idea of the product. We can do the design. We can print the prototypes and maybe do some limited production. Okay. It depends on the product, though.
All right. So you basically do prototyping, right? For customers. Exactly. And so a client will come in. So you're charging for design, you're charging for the prototype, and very limited production, obviously, depending on the product that you're printing, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Exactly.
So how'd you come up with that idea, man?
I didn't hear you.
How did you come up with that idea?
Okay, I was trying to find something innovative to get access to the funding, and I was pretty amazed with the 3D printing technology, SLA printing and FDM printing and stuff. I jumped into some 3D scanning and photogrammetry to learn that stuff too. So it was a process, a big process, learning process, and it was way cool, way cool. It was exciting, an exciting time for me.
Fair enough, man. So how did you get your first clients and your first customers?
Word of mouth. Word of mouth, basically. The first customers, my first customer was my barber. I went there to get a haircut. I told him that I finally got the machines. He knew that I was expecting the funding. And he gave me an order for a really, let's say, gothic comb, hair comb.
Okay,
so
all right.
The first file I designed, I gave him that for free. And after that, from word of mouth, I started getting other businesses and other, we're a business to business, not a business to customer, let's say. So we're trying via word of mouth and via Facebook to find our customers, business customers, so we can do whatever we do best.
Okay. So we'll get to the Facebook here in a little bit. So after you got your first client, right, your first customer, you did the design for free. Did he do a production run, or did he just do?
No. He just got his comp and he displayed it in his barbershop. So it's still there, displayed. It's a cool print. It's practical. You can use it, but he uses it as a display piece.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
It's quite gothic. It has edges and stuff, and so it could be used for combing your hair, but it's a display piece, let's say.
Okay, all right. So what happened next? How did you get more clients and more customers?
Okay, the next client saw the comb I posted on Facebook from the barber, and he was a surf shop with surf supplies. I think they sell surfboards and surf outfits and stuff. So that dude came to me and he asked me to design surf combs. Have you done surfing, Nico?
No.
Okay, basically, you have to prepare your board. Okay, in order to be able to stick your feet on the board and not drop from.
Yeah, you put that I know. So you put the wax on.
Yeah, you put the wax on it. So you make some combs. The one edge is like a comb, and the other edge is like a chisel, so you can remove the wax after you have applied it. So I got an order for, I think, 100 pieces or something. I designed them in small size, so you can carry it in your keys or something, and a bigger one, which was the best model. It was the best seller. I did that job. After that, the same business asked me to print some wax boxes. So you basically have your surfing wax, you have a box, and I made the design so that the cap, if you removed it, was a surf comb. So it had double usage. Nice.
Dude, that's so awesome, man.
Yes, it was a great idea. And I think that I have printed 3 or 4 times for the guy, like 50 pieces.
That's brilliant, man. Repeat customers are always great. Plus, yes, they order in large quantities. And so that brings in big money. So what machines did you use to make these?
I have this guy. It's a Sigmax R19 IDEX printer. I have this big dude. It's a Raise 3D Pro 2 Plus. And I have 3 one-how printers, D12s, and they're clones, but they have a dual nozzle. From a single nozzle, you have 2 dual extruders. So it splits the filament in half and does dual extrusion from a single extruder. I have 3 of those, and I have some SLA and some resin machines.
Okay, so you have a very modest setup. It's not like I have 37 machines, you know, that's printing. I
am 10 right now. 1 printer equals no printers. This is my
Gotcha.
motto. You have to have more. If you have to do, let's say, an order for 50 pieces, if you have, the more extruders you have, the better it is for you.
I agree.
A Voron, let's say a Voron printer is quite speedy and it's amazing and it prints stuff really quickly. But if you have more hot ends, you'll be way quicker with those orders.
Gotcha.
So this is a tip of mine.
I agree, man. So how much does the business make a month in profit on average?
It depends on the month. Because I stay in Crete, usually the season for us is from the spring till the late autumn. So in the good months, we make around 2,000 euros, and bad months, maybe 500 or something.
Okay. So we can say a rough average of about $1,000 a month throughout the year.
Yes, something like that.
On average. That's pretty good, man. So
I have managed to get single jobs that were $1,000 for a single print. It depends on the model. It depends on the model.
Right, of course. So, is this what you do full time, or is this still a side hustle for you?
It's full time. It's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to expand. I'm trying to grow, and I'm trying to reach new customers, new ideas, so I can grow my business.
All right, all right. So the business makes money from design services and print services, right?
And print services, exactly.
Do you guys have your own products that you sell, like yes, in a shop? You know, like say you have toys that you make, or your own, you know, fat school product. Do you guys have that?
I haven't managed to do an Etsy or Facebook to sell these products, because the fees in Greece and the shipping is quite complicated and it's quite expensive. I'm trying to sell to business.
Okay,
if
so
a customer comes through, business to customer, I will design the thing that they ask and I can print it for them. But basically, it's more business to business.
Okay, so you're more B2B. B2C is where you're trying to get into to increase revenue.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So do you have your own website?
Not yet. I have bought the domain and I'm currently working on it. I'm working on it.
How long have you been in business?
From the start of the pandemic, from the first, from I think July 2020. From July 2020.
So I have. So did that?
I have started the business. I have started the business at 2017, but I finally got the machines and the funding at 2020. So basically, I'm working from 2020 because you can't do
2020. So how did the pandemic impact your business then? It was very brave of you to start a business in 2020, considering the pandemic. And for you to still be in business today and still making decent money.
It was quite difficult because, you know, people were not prepared for that. And they weren't able to give their money to trinkets and stuff. So I had to find businesses that needed products for them to sell. So I'm trying to sell at wholesale pricing, and that's about it.
Okay. And how much are you charging for the design? Is it per hour or is it for the project?
Per hour. It's per hour. Sometimes it's per project, because you have to see what the design, for you to make the design, how long it will take, so you can judge. But if it's a project, let's say with that I have to print 80 wax combs, I won't charge for the design as much as I would if I didn't have to print the final product. So it depends on the project, really.
Gotcha. So what else is working today in terms of marketing? What's bringing in customers?
Facebook groups and word of mouth for us. If you find your niche and you find the Facebook group that wants to buy your item, you'll be successful.
Gotcha. And what software are you using for design?
Okay, I'm using Fusion 360 mainly. I have done a bit of Blender. I'm looking forward to join your course at some point. so I can design, I can do more organic modeling. I am better at product design, let's say. I had my background as a graphic designer, so I was used to all the design programs and sketching and 2D sketching. And my transition to Fusion 360 was way easier because I knew how to do industrial and 2D sketching. And to do an extrude and a bevel, it's pretty easy. But you can't use Fusion 360 to design, let's say, an orc character or something. So I have to dip my feet in Blender and get better at it.
I agree. For prototyping and anything of that sort, it uses a lot more accuracy for product design. And Fusion 360 lends to that tremendously. It's the better product between that, Blender, ZBrush, and Maya. But when it does come to organic marketing, or not organic marketing, organic modeling, excuse me, Blender, Maya, ZBrush, hands down beats Fusion 360. I mean, it doesn't even come close.
I think that Blender is the best because it's free and it's extremely powerful.
It's super powerful. I agree. And I think there are add-ons now to be able to do Fusion 360 type modeling in Blender. Yes, I haven't checked it out yet, but there have been videos floating around on YouTube teaching how to do that. And so if you guys want to check that out, maybe we'll link that in the description below. So what's next for you, man? What is the future for, is it Fat School? Is that the name of the company, Fat School?
No, it's Minilab. Fat School used to be my rap group.
Oh, all right. So Minilab is the name of the company.
Yes.
Okay. Exactly. So what's the future for Minilab, man? What's how are we going to grow this thing?
Get as many printers as I can. I'm trying to grow as much as I can and get as many customers as I can.
Gotcha.
It's a pretty exciting, really exciting job to do. If you love designing and a customer comes with a problem of his and he asks you if you can do something about it, let's say to make a car part or something, and you do a simple design and you fix his problem, it's really exciting and it's really rewarding. It's a rewarding experience for me.
I agree, man.
I like problem solving.
What's that?
I like problem solving.
Man, and then you're in the right business.
Yes.
So that's it for me, man. Let's wrap this up with your #1 tip for anyone who wants to start their own 3D printing business.
Okay, don't get a really expensive printer as your first printer. My first printer was this guy. Costs around $5,000 or something. Okay, let's say you have a clogged hot end, okay? And you have started with a printer of this caliber. My hot end costs like $150 or something. If you have a problem with an Ender 3, your hot end, your complete assembly of the print head costs like $30. So if you want to start doing your 3D printing endeavor, try to get a budget machine that's well known. Try to learn that so you're sure that you like what you're doing, and then get the expensive machines. Or never get these machines, basically, because at the price of one machine that costs $5,000, you can get 10 Ender 3s. You can get 20 Ender 3s. So if you're doing limited production or something, it's way quicker and way easier for you.
That's good advice.
If you have one hot end, you'll have to wait for the hot end to stop so you can start your next print. If you have many hot ends, you can parallelly print them and it's way quicker and way more efficient.
I agree.
Way cheaper to maintain, for maintenance also. So that's my #1 tip. And push on through. Don't be scared if you don't have customers for a while. You might get a single job that may pay for your whole month at some point. So stick to it. Try to enjoy what you're doing. Try to solve problems of other people, and the word of mouth will get you at the point that you want to be.
There you go. All right, guys, that's it for me. I told you, as always, I didn't tell you in the beginning, but as always, if you guys stay till the very, very end, I'll give you your own product idea so you guys can start making your own 3D printing side business. And today's idea is dice. Yes, like the dice, like when you roll the dice, right? There's so many things you can do with this, you guys. Dice is one of those products that you're just like, who's going to buy dice? But if you had a shop full of just dice, you can have different symbols on the dice. You can have like a 28-sided die, a 50-sided die. You guys, there's so many dice that you guys can make, different colors, different textures. It's amazing. And the tabletop RPG community, man, they're going to eat all that up. All right. So you guys can use a resin printer to print those because those are higher detailed products. And you want to get resin machines for that. That's just what you should do because they're higher detail. And the FDM machines, they're just not going to print those at the quality and the texture and the feel that you want, what you're looking for in a dice. All right. So that's it for me today. Duke, thank you for joining me, man. I really appreciate you being on the show. We'll catch up with you later.
Amazing. Nice to talk to you. I'll see you in your coaching program at some point, and I will try to get your course, your blended course.
Sounds good, man. All right. Peace out, guys. Thanks for joining me.